back, y'all. Oh my
Hello,
God.
hello. Annette, how are you
I'm
tonight?
doing great, great, and great.
Great, and great.
Yeah.
Well, hello, movers. How are you doing tonight? And welcome to Can We Talk? You have tuned in to Can We Talk, brought to you by your favorite co-hosts, Anita Faye Wilson and Annette L. Anderson, and with the movement worldwide. We are the movement. We are a motivational organization there to educate minds, empower, nurture, and transform. We are a movement to move. Yes, we are a movement to move, helping others thrust into their purpose to live the best version of themselves and win. Oh, and Axel is at it again. Y'all hear him? Axel getting his praise on y'all to live the best version of themselves and win. We've tapped into some winning information. We have some winners' resources. We're seated at the winners' table, and we invite you to take a seat right along with us. Right about now, I would say, right, Annette, and she would say, right, Anita. And she would say her little spiel, but she had to go deal with her dog. She's probably saying, "Now look here, dog." She always calls her dog, dog. That's Axel. Axel is having his fun over there, letting the world know that he is amongst the land of the living. So we tapped into all of these winners resources, and we invite each and every one of you to take a seat right along with us. Right, Annette?
That's all right. After I took Axel back where he needs to be, we are excited as always, to have you here. We missed last week, but that's okay. We're here now. And I just believe that God is just going to do what he does, which is always a miracle, just the fact that you're breathing. So thank you that you're joining us.
Yes. So we are seated at the winners' table, as I said, and as the saints used to say, where the table is spread and the feast of the Lord is what, Annette?
Going on. I love to say it.
Going on. Yes, where the feast of the Lord is going
Going
on.
on.
So, yes, we're excited each and every week to come and have a conversation with you all. You know, we like to let our hair down, just chill a little bit. It's a very relaxed environment. We like to come in and have our 3 vantage point conversation and just to chillax and just give you some encouragement, some empowerment, and have some fun and some laughter. And as we say so often, we are not psychologists, but what are we, Annette?
Lifeologists.
We are lifeologists. And you know
Yeah.
why we say we're lifeologists? Because we've lived, we've experienced, we've been through some things. Listen, y'all, if it's bound to happen in life, trust me, at some point or another, we have been through it. So we've been through some things, and we like to come from a practical perspective and just share some insight and give some information. So that's what we do here on Can We Talk on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. live on Facebook and YouTube. So what we ask you to do right now, well, first, before I do all of that, I'm going to say hello to our movers. Hello, moving. Hello, Annette. Hello, Francesca. How you doing, girl? I know you ready. I know you got your mug and you ready, honey. Hello. And here we go. Grace, Union completion. Go ahead, Annette.
Completion.
Oh, and that was clear, girl. You had your vibrato completion. Yes. Oh man, that's so sweet. Grace says it's nice to see you smiling in that. Yeah, we know our sister's been through it, but we've been
Oh yeah.
praying for you and your family. So listen, y'all, we're excited as always to come and have this conversation. But before we go to the rest of our conversation, we'll ask you to do a couple of things for us. The channel that you're watching is on Facebook or YouTube. Please hit that like button, hit the thumbs up button. Give us a heart. Show us some love. We want to know that you're with us and that you're here. She's talking about clear and strong with your completion. Yes, it was clear and strong, wasn't it, Grace? So please
Oh
hit that
God.
like button. The other thing we ask you is to subscribe. You are watching either on YouTube or Facebook. So whichever one you're watching, make sure you subscribe to the channel now on YouTube. Let me say some friends. In order to leave likes and comments and all that stuff, you have to be logged in. And if you're logged in, just hit the like button. It's simple. Hit that like button. We want to get those likes. So hit the like button and subscribe so that you can leave comments and hit the like button and all that stuff. On Facebook, follow our Facebook page, join our Facebook group. The other thing that we ask you to do is there's an arrow that says share. I'm doing it right now as we speak. Some of y'all be getting like 4 and 5 messages from me. And I remember one time I said, I sent them over and over and over. And Sharon said, yes, you do. I know I do. But hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the share button. The cool part about it is that you could share on Facebook, you can share on the page to groups and to pages. And you can also share it with people who are in your Facebook DM. You can DM a message, you can send them a personal message and say, hey, log on. Hey, come and join us. The conversation is going on. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the share button. Take that moment, take that time, let everybody know that we're here and we're having a conversation. The other thing is that you can follow us on, the other one comes first. You know, we skipped the week. I lost my little order. The next thing you do is you can sow a seed. We are a nonprofit organization, and we are getting ready to open up text to give and some other options for giving. So just bear with us, like probably one more week, but you can still give tonight via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide. Or you can also opt to come into personal covenant with us by giving a monthly seed, sowing a monthly seed by becoming a patron. And what'd you say? Oh, how do you become a patron? I'm so glad. You know, y'all ask good questions all the time, don't they, Annette?
Yes, they
Great
do.
questions.
Okay.
We thank you for asking great questions. Well, you become a patron by going to our website, BAM, which is movementworldwide.org. Go to movementworldwide.org. There's a red button that says become a patron. It will take you to patreon.com where you can set up your account and set up your amount. We ask for $12 a month. That's 40 cents a day. That's $2.80 a week. That's one drink when you go out to lunch. And now y'all going out to lunch about 3-4 times a week, eating dinner about 4 or 5 times a week, going to cocktail hour, all happy hour, whatever it is you're doing, buying some wings, stopping by and getting some this and some that and getting some tacos or whatever, Taco Tuesday. Just spare your drink water, and give us a seed once a week. That's all we ask. $2.80. So come into covenant with us, become a patron, sow a monthly seed. And you do that again by going to our website, clicking that button. It'll take you right there. You can even change your amount. And a lot of our patrons have done that, changed their amount to more than we asked for. And we're so grateful. But guess what? We're grateful for any seed. No seed is too small. We are grateful for all seeds, and we do need the seed. So please sow a seed. The other thing is, no matter what the seed is greatly appreciated, but your presence, ENCE, you being here means more than your ENTS. We need the presence, ENTS, but we really, really need your ENCE, your presence. And we need you to share and spread the word and let everyone know what we are doing here with Movement Worldwide. And the other thing is you can follow us every way that you see that oh goodness, I had to come over a little bit. That globe above Annette's head. You know, I was like, you get to see my hand. That globe above Annette's head over there. Boom, boom, boom. Right over there at the top, right above her head. Everywhere you see that, that is our logo. Please follow us on all social media platforms. And you can also email us at info@movementworldwide.org. Your thoughts, views, comments, praise reports, prayer requests, and your topic ideas, whatever, la-di-da-di-da-di, send it to us, info@movementworldwide.org. And without further ado, it's time for us to go into our first phase of conversation. Y'all know how we do it. We like to start off this conversation with our transformational topic, those idioms and phrases that just make you go, Yes, we stole that from Arsenio Hall. He's not using it anymore because he ain't been on TV since Benji was a puppy. So guess what? It's ours now. So those idioms and those phrases that make you go, So that's what we deal with. We take an idiom, we take a phrase, we deal with it from a practical standpoint, from a scriptural standpoint, spiritual standpoint, just to make you think. And it helps you to just transform your life, transform your way of thinking. And tonight's topic, interesting, is inner growth changes your reality. It changes our reality. Inner growth changes our reality. It does.
Yeah.
Inner growth is based on your acquired divine virtue. It's like when we change our mind, and allow our spirit to change and grow, then we start to see our reality change. As we grow internally, our perception of the world changes. And as a result, we start to attract different situations, to our lives. We attract different people. Brenda Jackson, she's so funny. She used to always tell me, Anita, you know what, girl? You attract the darndest people. And at first, I didn't really realize what she meant by that. But I had a knack for attracting like the same type of people in different faces. And I remember you saying a lot, you say this a lot when you preach and when you teach, that I married the same man. I can't remember how many times. You said I kept marrying the same man like 3 times. And it was like, it was the same person, the same spirit that you attracted. And I
Yes.
was doing the same thing. I was attracting friendships that were the same people in different settings. And she would say, girl, you attract the darndest people. He says, always the same type of person. And I'm like, why is that? What is in me that makes me attract these people? And so now I get it, because when you don't change inwardly, when you don't change your thoughts, your ways, your functionality, when you don't change your spirit, you don't change what you do, then your reality doesn't change. Your situation doesn't change. Nothing about you changes. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Because as we grow internally, our perception changes and the situations change. The people change. A lot of us face trials. We have trials that arise from circumstances that spiral out of control. And we have past trauma and it influences how we respond to situations that pop up. And a lot of times we're seeking the same type of comfort, the same type of person, because guess what? That's what we know. And we've never dealt with the trials and the circumstances, and we spiral out of control, and therefore we get our comfort from familiarity. Sometimes our struggles are caused by our own mistakes and by our actions. And this is particularly true in the case of addictions.
Mm.
When we face the challenges of addiction, of tense marriages, of attachment issues, of depression, of anxiety, it's easy to get caught up in hopelessness. And that's what happens with addiction, because we're faced with the challenges that we have to deal with to come out of our addictive behavior. It gets us wound up and we get caught up in a snowball effect of hopelessness. We know the what, because what we want to see in our lives is change. What we want, what we hope for, and what we pray for is change. But the difficult part is how. How do I experience freedom from this pattern? Because there's a pattern that we're going through. How do I cope with loneliness? How do I calm my mind when it's keeping me up at night, racing with anxiety? How can I find hope in my marriage that feels like it's on its last leg? We see our version of reality, but is it what others see and what they experience of us? Like a person walking around inside with sunglasses on. Who you hiding from? You're not hiding. The reality is, guess what? We see you. I say that all the time. Every time I see somebody who walks on inside, first of all, a couple of things are happening in that you can't see where you're going. But guess what? We see all of you.
That's
Hi,
right.
Anita. You can't see, but we see. and that's the funny part about it. It's like you think you hiding. You're not hiding from
Not
anybody.
hiding.
You're walking around on the inside with sunglasses on. What we have to do though is make the changes inwardly so that we can remove the sunglasses and shine. And this type of growth requires accepting your own powerlessness. We have to recognize that only when we are at the end of ourselves, only then can we begin to change and truly accepting and experiencing the grace of God. We have to experience the rock bottom moments, because that actually leads us to good, because they point us towards God and away from our pride, that prideful independence, and the attempt to fix ourselves on our own. Why do we think we can do that?
I don't
We
know.
think we can fix it, and we can't fix it. We think and I remember one time we were out of town. We were somewhere, and I was preaching somewhere. You'll know where we were when I say this. I was preaching somewhere, and something happened. Somebody was hurt. Somebody got hurt, and they say, "Oh, well, let's pray." And you were sitting in the pulpit like, "Okay, we can pray, but we can call 911 at the same time." Of course, the power of prayer is awesome. But guess what? God made doctors. God made therapists. God made hospitals. God made people to help you through situations. So why do we shy away from that? Because we are so caught up in, I can fix me myself.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay, I could stay on that for a long time. So we have to come out of our pride. And the thing is, there's another thing we have to deal with too, is guilt, because guilt tends to lead us to more selfishness and hopelessness than it does to change. And it quickly becomes tied to shame and our negative beliefs about our identity. And this shame and self-pity leads us to feel bad about ourselves or the rejection that we experience from others. And it keeps us caught up in our own head. We get messed up in our own mind, and we miss the opportunity for grace, that we are already forgiven for the mistakes that we made. The true changes requires us to not wallow in our guilt, but rather to be led to conviction. So there's a difference between grace and conviction. When we are convicted, this leads us to reconciliation. I mean, not grace and conviction, between guilt and conviction. When we're convicted, we're led to reconciliation and the true connection to God. And it's time for us to take action over the situations. Okay, this year's gone, y'all. We're a couple of days from. So don't cry over what you didn't do. Oh God, because I was doing that the other day. I talk about myself all the time. I was crying the other day. Oh God, I was supposed to do this. I was supposed to do that. I didn't do. I get nothing. I was really going into a little funk. But you know what? It's time to take action on what you can do now and what you can do to lead ahead. And going to church and reading the Bible is great, but without taking action in response to what you are being taught and what you know from the Word, you can't expect to see the miracles of change. Change happens inwardly. There's a scripture I want to read into your hearing. James 1 verses 23 through 25 says, "But be doers of the word and not hearers only."
Come on now.
The English Standard Version is a good one. "For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he's like a man who looks intently at his natural face in a mirror. For he looks at himself and goes away and at once forgets what he was like. But the one who looks into the perfect law, the law of liberty, and preserves, being no hearer who forgets, but a doer who acts, he will be blessed in his doing." I talk about that all the time. We stand in the mirror and look sideways and suck it in, like, ooh, I look good. But then you walk away from that mirror and let it all hang out. That's not how you look when you walk away from the mirror. So the change happens inwardly. The only way you see the inward change outwardly is that it has to happen inwardly, and there has to be growth. You are not the same person. You're born in Christ Jesus. He who is in Christ Jesus is a new creature. Old things have passed away, and behold, all things become new. You're a new person. And even when you're dealing with your situation, circumstances, your shortcomings, your addictions, your stresses, your anxieties, you lay that stuff down and you become convicted. You allow your conviction to lead you to the throne of grace. And you lay that stuff down at God's feet and you walk away from it and you leave it there. That's reconciliation. And I'm going to grow from this. I may not have gotten it right then, but guess what? I'm going to get it right the next time.
That's right.
And maybe I'll learn to ask for some help in the process. Instead of trying to think that I am the warrior, I'm the end all be all, and I come out of pride and the Bible says, "Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." That's change. That's my word today. Y'all know I like to take a word and deal with it from a transitive and intransitive tense. A transitive verb needs an object to make sense. An intransitive verb makes sense without one. The word change in the transitive version means to transform. The intransitive means to shift. So not only do you have to change, you have to transform, you have to become new, but you also are elevated to a new level that you leave behind the old prototype. So you transform and you shift. That is change. And that's the only way that will happen. Inner growth changes your reality.
Amen.
And that's our transformational topic. Your thoughts, Annette?
One thing you said that stuck out. how sometimes we get wind up like in a ball.
Mhm.
The problem is oftentimes when we get so wound up with life, with heartache, disappointment, whatever you may be going through, is that when we try to unwind ourselves,
Mhm.
and sometimes you get so wound up, it's like being wound up in a barbed wire. You can't unwind it. You got to get something to cut it.
Mhm.
And some of us really need to ask God to cut some things away, because you can try to unwind, but sometimes it means that you got to cut. And
Come on.
and so this thing called life could get you in a place, but I know a God that regardless of
Ah, come
how
on.
tight you may be wound up, that God is able to untie you, whatever it takes. And I know so many times in my life, there's some things I tried to unwind, but God said, no, I'm cutting it.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So and he
Wow.
dress that inside. Well, we can. It's like a barn. You can dress it. You can paint a barn red all you want to, but if it's not functional, it don't matter. It's just pretty on the outside. And some of us, we're not functional. We're just pretty on the outside.
That's it.
So yeah.
Wow. Well, good people, that was our transformational topic. And I pray that you have been blessed by it and you are able to make change in your life for some of the areas that you may struggle with. So, right now, we're going to go to our toast, our
Here we
Can We
go.
Talk toast with our
I,
Can We Talk mug. And Annette doesn't
here
have
we go.
hers.
Oh yeah, I do.
Oh, she does have it. Oh, look
I
at her.
have it.
I bet you
Oh,
she
what's
can
going on
find
with
the
my
camera.
light? Oh, what happened
Because
to
when
my light?
you put it close to the camera, that means
Oh,
you got it right for the first time, Annette.
oh,
Oh,
Wait a
oh.
minute. So sorry, yeah. She say so silly.
So now we can move on to the next phase of our conversation. And then found her camera, y'all. Hello, prophetess Elder Sharon Elaine Green. And that found the camera tonight. Isn't that a blessing? So we're going to go to the next phase of our conversation. You still have time to share. You can share this broadcast with someone, let them know Anita and Annette are on. They get into the next part. It's about to get juicy. So you can tell them it's about to be going on up in here. But before we do, we're going to pause for a quote from the quoteologist herself. We're going to pause for our Annettism brought to us by Annette L. Anderson. And we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Death pain stings like the bite of 1,000 bees. It comes uninvited and moves about with such ease. Trying to understand after the news was received. When it happens, the reality is very hard to believe. Some even say that death often comes in threes. All I know, it literally knocked me to my knees. It doesn't come with choices or any guarantees, whether it's by natural causes or a dreaded disease. Still gone too soon, yet God is the one that holds the keys. In God's hand is life and death. This is His expertise. Gotta be real, it hurts, but I am filled with glee that my brother is in God's presence, now an absentee. But it's hard. My brother's face I will never see. God, I trust you and know it was your plan for this to be. This is Annettism's Expressions. All right. There are some matters and experiences that causes people to become hurt, fractured, or broken spiritually and emotionally. Sometimes it just takes a conversation to mend a broken-hearted spirit. In some cases, a band-aid won't do it. You need a power tool.
Power tool.
Tonight we're going to talk about something that I've heard so many times in my short life. And it's what's your story? I've had so many people say, what's your story? What you about? Really what they're asking is what happened in your past? What are you doing? What do you plan to do? And sometimes when they ask these questions, sometimes they can be condescending, speaking down to people, because you're not intellectual, or you got financial problems. It may be some other things that may be going on, but people will ask you, what's your story? And so when I began to look at my life, in even the last couple of weeks, and I looked at my story. I went back from as far as I can remember as a little girl, as being a little girl who I was responsible to take care of my brothers and sisters because I was the oldest. That was my story. And so many of us have story. And as life went on, I had the love story, that's when two people meet and they fall in love. And sometimes we fall out of love. And sometimes whatever that thing we think love ain't love. But at the time, it's all we know. So we all have had the love story, but not only that, we've had the rag to riches story. There have been those who had absolutely nothing, grew up poor on the other side of the track, but some kind of way God had opened up doors. They were able to maybe patent something, or maybe start their own business, and they went from rag to riches. But then I've seen people with stories that were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, and they're struggling. So what's your story? And even when I look at even now, so many people that we know, in a certain industry, that they're killing themselves, and you like, boy, and we look at that and we're jealous of their story until we realize that we don't even understand their story. So you can look at people, they look like they got it all together, but you don't know when the lights go off, they're in those pills crying. You don't know their story. You don't know what they're going through. That's why I don't covenant. I don't want nobody else's life, because my life it takes all I can do to just live it. So I just want to ask you, what's your story? There's a strange land story. These are stories of where we handle things in different situations, the economy. Because if you think about the last 2 or 3 years, we've been in a strange land. We've been in a place that we've never been before, in an unknown terrain. Even the language was different. The way people act was different. The way people carried themselves was different. The way people act unseemly. People who would never act that way, but we were in a strange land. So we had the strange land story. But then we had the lost and can't find my way story. I don't know about you, but I've been times in my life where I was lost. We don't know the way. We're lost. We don't know what to do to succeed. We don't know what's going on. When I went through the period of depression, I was in lost and can't find my way. The problem is this, that I was so busy trying to find my way and not allow God to lead me. See, a lot of times, we all have a story. So I just need to ask you tonight, what's your story? Also we had our woulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda story. I'm too old and no one will be able to use me. Besides, I don't have money. Those stories. We all got a story. We think about, well, when I was 20, I shoulda. When I was 30, well, you're not 20, you're not 30 anymore. So we all had that woulda, coulda, shoulda story. I don't know about you tonight, but we all got a story. Whether you're rich or poor, black or white, it doesn't matter. I've heard incredible stories from different people in the walks of my life. But what I had to understand about my story, because see, my problem was I was so busy trying to take my story and put my story in somebody else's paragraph. No, baby, that's not what God would have me to be. So I had to understand my story was not their story. But one thing I do know, Anita, my story is far from over. And so is yours. Still, there's so much to see, so much to experience. Don't let nobody tell you that because you don't have what you need now, you don't have a story. After all, every decision we make adds a short sentence to the novel of your life. So every time we go through some stuff, there's something that's added. There's a sentence that's added to the novel called life. Even I lost my brother last week. But that was just a small sentence, that was added to the paragraph and the page and the chapters and so on and so on and so forth. And I had to understand that even though I'm writing the book, I'm really not the author. At the end of the day, I don't care who you are, you really don't run nothing. You may think, that's your car, that's this, but listen, I learned something this week that all my brother accomplished It's here for somebody else to drive it, somebody else to live in it, and somebody else to spend it. So what's your story? There's no rules and regulations other than about the Bible. We don't know how our life's gonna go, but you write your story in conviction and purpose, new and exciting opportunities to begin to present themselves. I promise you, if you begin to write your story, you'll be surprised what God has for you. I know that was there's times in your life that you'll write a story or the sentence or the paragraph and you don't like that. But if you keep writing and you keep looking, it's like writing a book. You start off telling a story, and so many times for those who are avid readers, they can't wait to get to the end because they know that's going to be the climax of the story. Well, we're not at the end of our story yet. It has not climax. As long as you're able to breathe, to live it, then you got a story. I need to ask somebody tonight, what's your story? I'm not talking about what other people said your story was. I'm not talking about those naysayers, as so many people say, haters. I don't even know why we carry on about haters, because they got a story too, but that story that's yet to be told. See, I've only started writing I believe I'm in chapter 1, because I still got so many chapters to go, because I got a story. Well, what's your story? 1 John 4:4 says, you are from God, little children, have overcome them, because greater is he who is in you than he is in the world. So anybody who got a story, make sure that he that's in you is greater than anything that's on the outside of you, because you're going to always have people, you're going to always have people, naysayers, you're going to have those who love you, you're going to have those who applaud you, but you got to know that you're responsible for your story at the end of the day. Psalms 46:5 says this: God is in the midst of her, she shall not be moved. God shall help her just at the break of dawn. So whatever you're going through, just know you got a story. Listen, even on last Monday when we found my brother, that was a part of my story. That it was a part that devastated me, but it did not destroy me. It did not cause me to walk away from God. It did not cause me not to believe that God is able, because God give it and God take it away. That's why I said earlier, you don't run nothing you think you do. Every breath you take is because God allow it. Everything that you have. So I just need to ask you, what's your story? What is your story? What happened in the past is in the past. But you know what? God allowed the past to get you to present, so you appreciate your future. So I just need to ask you tonight, what's your story? I have tonight, Anita.
Boom. Right now. Listen, because the thing is, everybody has one, and we're living it. We're living it. And the thing is, I think we talked about this on Clubhouse when I'm not sure if it was Clubhouse or here, because it starts to intertwine. But we talked about how we know who the author is. It was about the next chapter. Don't be afraid of the next chapter, because you know who the author is. The author of the book on your life, and it's God. He's got the last say so. Mm-hmm. He has it. And a lot of times we think it's just over because one or two situations that we thought were supposed to work out differently don't. And we just deem that our life is over. Oh, our life is over. But we're not the author and finished. God is. So you have a story, and guess what? A lot of people will see your life, and you're still here. Like you said, we're still inhaling and exhaling God's beautiful air, not just to take up space, but because he has a story that is yet being unfolded, that was written in the Lamb's book of life over your life. And it's important. Like I always say, I want to tap out everything that God put in me. I don't want to take all this stuff to heaven. No, I don't want to be one of the people that Miles Moore talked about the potential in the grave. No, I do everything. If I figured out, like, woo, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it. Call me crazy. I don't care. I have 10 businesses. I don't care. Call me. Do it, whatever. I'm going to do it. Why? Because God has put some things in me, and it's not in me just to go to the grave and never tap into it. Yeah. It's part of my story. Everything I've gone through, everything you have gone through, everything you've experienced, even right now, you being able to sit here and speak so vividly and strongly and do a beautiful Annetteism about your brother that you just lost. It's part of your story.
My story.
It's your story. It's what it is. Wow, that was beautiful, y'all. I love that. And sometimes these are hard conversations. But we have them, and I'm so grateful for what we do here with the Power Tool on Movement Worldwide.
Yeah.
So with that being said, now we've had our transformational topic, those idioms and phrases and things that make you go, And now we've just finished our power tool where you rip the band-aid off and have that hard to have conversation. And next, we're going into the next phase. Y'all already know what it is, but before we do, we're going to pause for a commercial break. You still have time to share. It's coming up to the good part, to the fun part where we laugh and we pull out all of our sounds, our bells and whistles and all of that stuff. And y'all be talking y'all little trash. We want to hear from y'all, our movers and shakers, as we go into the next phase right after our commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms.
Making sure that toxic relationship we came out of don't make us bitter, but make us better. Yes. And so you're looking for somebody good out there, but you're not good yourself. Absolutely. So the thing about it is working within yourself. When you go into the relationship as your best and they go into the relationship as their best, then you have a great relationship.
Welcome to another amazing episode of the TMC podcast.
As we continue to help you take your relationship from surviving to thriving.
TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with Annette L. Anderson, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live on multiple platforms. Go where you can soar. That's speak it, orated, articulated, and reverberated. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to elbwell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. If you don't have your copy, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Helping us grow spiritually together. Tired of the fluff and puff of playing church? Ready to be a powerful vessel? Ready to work the word? Join Connie Green every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. And we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. live with Can We Talk? Your co-hosts, Annette L. Anderson and Anita Faye Wilson, with Tea Time Topics, where we discuss trending subjects and current events. You can also discuss these with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Email us at info@movementworldwide.org. They're $15, and that includes shipping. Make a donation via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, or go to our website, click the Patreon button, and sow a seed of $12 per month. That's 40 cents a day. Whatever the seed, it's greatly appreciated. Be sure to follow us on all platforms. Click the notification button, subscribe, like, and don't forget to share. It's that time. Tea Time Topics.
It's time for tea time topics. Tea time topics. It's time for tea time topics. Tea time topics. And you go with me down the rabbit hole every time. And then, oh yes, you do. All right, good people. It is time for our tea time topics. This is my favorite part of the show, and this is also Francesca's favorite part, the tea time topic. Yes. So our first tea time topic, we're gonna get it up right here. Okay, so I got them all. Yeah, I got them all. Bam. Our first tea time topic tonight. I love this.
Ooh, man. Yeah.
Brandy Medina on Friday made history at St. Edward's University when she became the first Black woman. Can somebody say it first? Can somebody say first? And then you were supposed to say first.
Oh. I already typed it. First.
First.
I mean first.
First.
What I mean? First.
The first Black woman to graduate from the school with a doctorate from St. Edward's University. That's amazing. 2022, almost 2023. The 42-year-old was joined by 6 other students as a part of the first cohort to complete the university's first ever doctoral program. The program was designed to prepare students for success in the rapidly changing world of post-secondary education, according to the school's website. Medina's parents are among the university's alumni. Her father earned his undergraduate degree and later his master's degree from St. Edward's. Her mother also received her undergraduate degree from the university. Medina attended Prairie View A&M University for her undergrad and master's degree, but her will to study at her parents' alma mater pushed her to start the virtual doctorate education of leadership and higher education program at St. Edward's in the fall of 2019. It's not really highly expected of Black individuals to go to predominantly white institutions. So for both of my parents to finish their degrees there and to go off to become highly successful, that resonated with me, Medina told American Statesman. It showed me that by going to St. Edward's and finishing my doctorate degree, as long as I persevere, I can be highly successful as well. The Doctorate of Education of Leadership and Higher Education program teaches students how to handle crisis, maintain ethics in leadership, and research post-secondary education, all through the lens of diversity, equity, inclusion, and social justice, multiple students and administrators. American. That is amazing. Homegirl say, not only am I going to be the first, but I'm going to start this thing. I'm going to make this happen. That's awesome. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think number one, she's very pretty. Number two, somebody had to break the ceiling or break the glass ceiling, and she just did that. And it always has to be a first of something. Like I was a firstborn. I just had to throw that in it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she is amazing. I just think she's I love women like that. Oh my God. I just think, wow, girl, you better go and get that doctorate, child. You better go.
That's what I'm saying. Awesome. So, we're always excited, and we love to celebrate Black girls.
Yes.
On Can We Talk. So we do give her a nice teams up and the applause. Yes. Awesome sauce. So listen, this is just the first. Somebody say first. You know what? We just do some foolish stuff on here, and then always wait a minute, and you always go with me, right? Even Grace talking about first. All right, fellas, come on and take us to our next one. I promise you, come 2023, y'all gonna have some names, and they're gonna sit down these names together. We're gonna introduce them one by one. But y'all come on and take us to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
They gonna get a name and a rap, okay?
All right.
Okay. Madam C, J. Walker, Katherine Johnson, Lauren Simmons, Serena Williams. There are countless Black women who have proven over and over again that anything is possible, from dominating the healthcare industry in the era of fierce and avert discrimination to becoming the youngest full-time woman trader on the New York Stock Exchange. The term Black Girl Magic came to be because Black women have always and continue to perform at a high level of excellence in the face of sexism, colorism, and racism. Yet now more than ever, they are also speaking up about this pressure, how this pressure have affected their personal lives. Take Michelle Obama, for example. Okay, Michelle Obama wanted to wear her hair in braids while serving as First Lady, but she decided the American people weren't ready for it, as noted by the Washington Post. Wow. Obama, who is currently on tour promoting her new book, The Light We Carry, Overcoming the Uncertain Times, told an audience in Washington that she decided to wear her hair straight so that the majority of the focus would be on President Obama's political goals and less on her hair. She said that Americans were just getting adjusted to having a Black family in the White House. Let me keep my hair straight, Obama reflected on her past self. Let's get health care passed during her first time as First Lady. Obama typically wore her hair straight or in a blown out curl. The pressure to wear hair as such was one she said many Black women can relate to. As a Black woman, we deal with it. The whole thing about what do you show up with your hair? Wait a minute. The whole thing about you show up with your natural hair. She shared in a conversation with host Ellen DeGeneres. Though the Crown Act prohibits hair-based discrimination, a 2019 study revealed that 80% of Black women feel that they have to change their natural hair in the workplace. Since leaving the White House in 2016, Obama has changed up her look more frequently. To celebrate her 57th birthday in early 2021, she showed off her natural curls in a makeup selfie. In September of this year, the former First Lady wore braids for her official White House portrait unveiling. And she also wore them for the Washington event. Whether she's rocking her curls on vacation or braided updo, Obama never ceases to turn out the look. Not to mention the inspiration and encouragement. So that's really was about Miss Obama. And it's sad to say, and I saw a lot of negative comments, but listen, she know what she was, like she said, she wanted the focus to be the focus, because you know they were going to make the focus about her hair and call her Sinead. You know how they do.
They made a focus. They always looked for the negativity.
The negative,
but then it was hard for them to find it with her.
That's right. Yeah. So they start saying, "Oh, she's a man." I was kind of stupid stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God. I see one more video about Michelle Obama was a man.
Yeah. And we know that's not true. So she had enough to deal with. And I mean, one dude, you're a traitor. No, she wasn't. She had to deal with like they like to say that you play your card. She had to deal with the cards that was dealt to her, and they would have made it about her. We know it, and she knew it. But I like the fact that she took the picture in her brace on the official picture that's going in the White House.
Yes,
the White House with her black braids. Okay,
that's what I'm saying, and that's what I love about them, because their timing is always like great. They make sure that they wait. That's impeccable, and people can learn from that instead of always trying to find fault. And and then of course you got the saints who are always trying to find the devil in everything, but forget to go look in their own closet because he's sitting up in there. So.
Some of them sometimes he riding in the car with them,
or honey sleeping in the bed with them, sitting at the dinner table. Period. We can go on and on, but yes, I love that story. It's beautiful, and of course, braids. Yeah. You see me. You see Annette sister locks. Love Annette.
More Black women
like want to do. Yeah. I'm proud of my heritage. I'm proud of my kinks. Proud of my curls. And I don't care. I'm, this is who I am, and I'm so glad that I'm at this point living my truth. And Annette, and it was funny that we were talking about the First Lady. I don't know why.
Oh yeah,
okay. I want everybody to do me a favor, because I just typed it in. I want y'all to type in first. I want everybody to say first. So listen, y'all know we always have to find something. So I want everybody to just type in first. I want you to get your first up on the screen. Somebody say first. Okay, y'all getting those first up so we can get our amen corner going.
Oh my God.
Let me see how many first we got. How many first? Oh, we got some first coming. Oh, Grace is laughing. We got some first coming. I see the first, y'all. I see the first coming. Everybody typing in there first. Y'all get y'all first in first. Oh my God. Look who on here saying first. You seeing that?
Oh.
You see Kyle want to talk about first. First. All right, good people. This is what I love about the movers. We don't mind. We don't mind at all. Grace talking about everybody say first. Say first in the White House. We're first. That's what I'm talking about. But listen, Black Girls Rock. We love that story. We give her a teams up and an applause. Yes. All righty then. And we said we're first that say that was all right. Yes, we are, Grace. We first. That's what I'm saying. All right. Come on, fellas. Take us to the next one. Keep us moving.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Love our tea time topics. Oh God, why I always get the ones that make me mad? And y'all know I be trying to keep my steam down in that.
I know, Anita.
Winston-Salem State University student arrested for arguing with a professor. A Black 20-year-old Winston-Salem State University student was arrested for arguing with a professor in class, proving to those in doubt that racism still exists in 2022 and prevails in most subtle and obvious forms. Now I am officially angry. So a deeply triggering and upsetting TikTok video shows the girl. I saw this video. I was so upset. Identified by the user as Layla Hammond, restrained in handcuffs. Really? Attempted to explain to a squad of county jail police officers that if she knew arguing with her teacher would get her arrested, she would have apologized. To add insult to injury, Winston-Salem State University is an HBCU. Really? The video later shows the arrest as the officers cuffed Layla, while she understandably expresses her contempt for the actions of her white teacher. The arrest is visibly forceful, and she pleads with the officers to stop hurting her. According to the university, a staff member who was neither present nor involved in the situation contacted the police after the argument could not be de-escalated after numerous attempts. The purpose of institutions of higher education is to encourage the debate and intersection of different ideals. Sometimes this leads to heated discussions, but arguing is never a crime. And for a supposed arbiter of knowledge and an authority figure, no less, the student should never have been arrested or forced to apologize to placate the feelings of her professor. The professor has been identified as Cynthia Villagomez. I did a picture and I wanted to draw some horns on it. While the arresting officer is named Michael Rao, while the TikTok video is, the TikTok video will show you everything. If you look it up, you'll see it. It is disturbing. I was disgusted. This really bothered me in that.
Yeah, me too, because even in the video, that's what she wanted, was an apology. I'm like, but what did she do? She didn't curse you out. And even the student said, but you started the conversation. She's standing up there, let them take that girl out.
Exactly.
If I was my parents, ooh, we.
Right?
And she was crying. And she was like, I hate her. She was crying. I felt bad because it's this girl sitting in a darn classroom for higher education and goes to jail. Get handcuffed.
Ridiculous for getting into a discussion.
Yeah.
So you can't talk anymore? Black people can't talk anymore?
Yeah, and I could see if the girl threatened her, but it wasn't that. And even she said, well, should have apologized. So she'd apologize, you'd have told her to take the cuffs off. And the police, of course, they doing what they supposed to do. But she shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, but anyway, that's my opinion.
Ridiculous.
It was.
Girl, let me stop. Because you know what? My mouth will start saying some stuff that I don't need to say.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna keep the thoughts, views, and comments that are not necessarily those of Movement Worldwide. I'm gonna keep them to myself, and we're gonna keep on with the tea time topics. But you know what? I'm so frustrated with that professor. And so frustrated with the police officer. I'm sick of them. Aggravated.
Yeah. She wrong when she handled that. She really is.
That's a thumbs down.
Maybe she needs to take a class and some type of resolution on how to, resolve when things.
Thank you.
Yeah. That may be something she needs, because that wasn't the answer.
Ridiculous.
Oof,
so disgusting.
Boy.
All right, fellas, come on, take us to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Okay. This is a very interesting story. A Miami firefighter who said he had no regrets after video captured him punching a handcuffed patient in October who allegedly spat on him has lost his job pending an investigation, official says. If he never knew the consequence of spitting in a grown man's face, then consider my actions public. And this video is a PSA. Robert Webster told NBC Miami on Tuesday. Webster, who was a lieutenant with the city of Miami Department of Fire Rescue, told the news outlet he is not remorseful for attacking a handcuffed patient on October 15th in the emergency room at the Jackson Memorial Hospital. Webster could not be immediately reached by NBC News on Wednesday for comments. A representative for the Miami Department of Fire Rescue responded to requests for comment Wednesday from NBC News about the alleged incident with Webster. Statement about how a firefighter was relieved of his duty. Ongoing investigation. Now my question is, so he relieved it. I hope he still get paid, because that's what most of the time they do. They pay people. The city of Miami Department of Fire Rescue was made aware of the video released of an incident involving a Miami firefighter. I'm sorry, this bothers me. He said our department is conducting an administrative investigation while this individual will remain in a relieved of duty status. NBC Miami also reported the video, which had no audio, and it lasted about 40 seconds. So my question was, he assaulted him. Because when you spit on somebody, that's assault. I've seen people, they arrest police. If you spit on a police officer, you're going to jail.
And it wasn't just a little pat. He like cleaned his throat and nostrils, and that spit was projectile, and it was a lot of it. It was disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
And it flew across the room. Boy, did you see the video?
No.
Girl, that man put a beating on him. And we say the first swing, he kind of missed a little bit. And then he actually held his head. And he was swinging and a swinging and a swing. He beat the stew out of that man. And the officers were all they were holding onto his arm, trying to keep him from swinging. He was pulling him up with the swing. I don't blame that man. I bet you he won't spit on nobody else.
Now, just a year or two ago, that's assault. Because, with the COVID, and we don't know what he got, he could expose that man. He could expose that man some type of harm. And spitting is like low. Oh. So what if he was handcuffed? His mouth wasn't.
Okay. But like that man said, you let this be an indication as to what happens when you spit on somebody. And and I don't blame him. I would have, oh my God. And you could tell that was it. He was like, what? Because he was standing kind of far away from him, and it was like he was like aiming for the guy. He was aiming for the police officer. I mean, sorry, the fire guy, because there was another lady that was standing there, and he spat. He went around her. He was in handcuffs, but he held his head around so that it would go directly to the black man. And that man, he was like leaning on the counter. He looked over there. He came out there, bam, boy, he put something on him. So if you get a chance, he whooped his butt till the cows came home. Grace. You ain't that.
But he assaulted him. Huh? He assaulted him because I've heard it so many times. You know how many times when this lady had the mask on, and the lady was recovering for cancer when this woman spit on her in Jacksonville. She went to court. They charged her. So they probably the reason why they charged him because he beat him a lot. Y'all say he wouldn't. Maybe he done hit him a couple times, but what I gather, he probably hit him a lot. I don't know.
He did. He hit him like 4, 5, 6 times.
Yes,
he did.
That may be.
He hit and hit and hit. And in the words of Kevin Hart, you gonna learn today. And he learned. He sure did. Grace, if he ain't never learned nothing before, he learned it.
Oh my God!
That's about what he was saying.
Oh my God!
When the punches was coming.
Oh my God!
Because he laid like 4, 5, 6 punches on him before the people started grabbing his arm. It was so bad that they slid the bed that he was on. It was sliding around. It was going around the room for them trying to keep him off that dude. He beat the living stew out of him, and rightfully so. So I bet you won't hit
I bet if
you won't hit nobody, you won't spit on nobody.
You're gonna be brushing your teeth, spitting in the toilet. I bet you think
somebody
when you spit on somebody.
Said he beat the rest of the taste buds out of that man's mouth. He probably was screaming because he was that was a big dude. The fireman was not no small dude. He was a big dude with some big old arms, and the guy was scrawny and small. He was laying it on him. I'm like, that's what he get.
I don't know why people think that you could do that and that you get away with that. I don't know. Listen, I don't understand. That's with anybody. I don't care if you black. You better spit on me. I'm gonna swing. Like I said, I'll be windmilling and kicking. No, don't spit on me because
and then you just say windmilling and clicking.
That's degrading. I don't care. Don't spit. Ooh.
I know that's disgusting, but you know what?
God.
Listen, bro, I got your back.
I hope he get his job back.
Hey, I hope so too. And guess what? I bet you Bird won't spit it on nobody else. Boom, yeah. Whew. All right, fellas, come and take the spitting fella off the stage. Take us to the next one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
Shoot. Wait, somebody, Francesca had a comment. She said, exactly, you would be snatched from where you at. I know that's right. Grace said, not windmilling and kicking. She thought you gave her a visual. She would be windmilling and kicking.
You know, I know he got a soul, but I may have to snap that soul out of his body. Don't spit on him.
Not the soul. Maybe
you know he got a soul, but Nita, that's not right.
It's not. It's not at all. And we don't listen. That's disgusting. Oh, I can't even begin to think about it. All right, let me go to the next one. Boom. All right. Whew. Oh, these get my blood up. The city of Virginia Beach will pay $3 million, amen, to settle a lawsuit from the family of a black man, should be much more, who was shot by police during a chaotic night of violence on the city's ocean front last year. It should be more. It should be more. I'm grateful that they get something, but it should be more. I tell you that much. You know, when a life is taken like that, should be more. The city and the family of Donovan Lynch, a cousin of a musician and Virginia Beach native Pharrell Williams, announced the agreement late Tuesday, December 13th. Wayne Lynch, Donovan's father, filed a $50 million wrongful death lawsuit in June of 2021 against the city and police officer Solomon D. Simmons, who is also black. Lynch, 25, a former college football player, was at a nightclub with his friend when a shooting occurred outside, the lawsuit stated. The men left and walked towards their cars when they encountered Simmons. Immediately, unlawfully without warning, Officer Simmons fired his police-issued firearm at Mr. Lynch, shooting him twice and killing him. That suit should be more than $3 million. In November 2021, a special grand jury found that Simmons was justified. Really? Authorities said Lynch had a gun and racked around into the chamber before pointing his weapon towards the parking lot filled with people and the police. Tuesday's joint statement said more has been learned about the facts of the fatal night and encounter. We have come to understand that a series of unfortunate occurrences led to Donovan's death that night, which in hindsight should never have occurred. And it was later determined that neither Donovan nor the officer set in motion the events that transpired. Somebody lied, the statement said. The statement didn't elaborate. The statement comes more than a month after Williams announced that his music festival, Something in the Water, would return to Virginia Beach. When the festival pulled out of Virginia Beach in 2021, the Grammy-winning musician had said toxic energy had run the city for too long and that he wished it had taken more proactive stance after police shot Lynch. Last month, Williams said demand for the festival in Virginia Beach has never wavered. If anything, it has only intensified. You take somebody's life.
Yeah.
25 years old, and I'm looking at him in his graduation robe. He didn't even get a chance to live the work that he put in. Virginia Beach is losing a lot of dollars because, as a result, Pharrell moved his event from here to DC. Oh yeah, Kyle, that's your state, so you know. I'm sure they're losing a lot of money, and it's sad. But you know, it's like there's been too many deaths like that. Like the one with what was the death of the lady, the girl Heidi, the one that was the guy ran into the crowd of protesters and killed her. That was Virginia. So when you see stuff like that, and then you know they don't do anything when they don't do anything about it, it's, it sends a message. And so why would you want to take your money to a state where they don't even care about you?
Yeah, true.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. Wow. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm so glad they got some money. It's not going to replace them, but I don't like the verbiage. Unfortunate act. Unfortunate. Well, but he did. So don't. I hate that word. But due to, in other words, the police didn't do nothing wrong, but he didn't either. But it's unfortunate. I mean, you can't. What I think is unfortunate. They only gave him $3 million. That's what I think is unfortunate.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Only 3 million in this computer.
I know people, well, I don't care. A life is worth more than that. I know we minimize the life of people.
Exactly. Worth much more than that. Boom.
I'm gonna have to pull out my windmill again. I had kind of tucked it back.
You tucked it back in that? And then she pull it out again.
I'm gonna pull out the windmill. Somebody.
She got to bring the windmill. She got to bring the windmill back out. I got to bring. I hear you.
Boy. But yeah, can't bring him back though. But hopefully the family will be able to put the pieces back together as much as they can, because it's a tough time.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah, I lost the light, y'all. I have to redo it, but I can't redo it right now. So I might be a little darker, but I'm still here. All right, fellas. Yeah, I lost the light. One of my lights went out. All right, fellas, take us to the next one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
Oh, here we go, Annette.
Yeah, that story that, they covered this baby up. More than 3 years after her son, Ronald Green, an unarmed black man, died in police custody, Mona Harden says she still struggles to talk about him in the past tense. But now her family is one step closer to getting justice after a grand jury charged 5 law enforcement officers Thursday passed for Green's death. Ronnie has been with us. I felt my son. I felt his presence. This is the mother talking. I felt him today. Harden said in an interview with the ABC affiliate WBRZ TV after the indictment was announced. Ronald Green's mother calls for accountability as the grand jury convenes and a son's death. They talked about implicated in jury. Wait a minute here. I'm going to convenes in the son's deadly arrest. Those implicated in the grand jury decision. They're going to tell us the name. Troopers John Clary, Dakota DeMose, and Corey York. Union Parish Deputy Charles Harpin, and former Troop F Commander John Peters. York faces 1 charge of negligent homicide, 10 counts of, what is that, malfeasance? I can't pronounce that. Okay, Harpin faces 3 counts of the same thing, malfeasance, while Clary faces 1 count of the same thing and 1 count of obstructing justice. But they go on and say, they're going on and on. York attorney declined for comment. Attorney representing the other officers did not immediately respond. Of course, they're not. This is what I want to get to here. The initial report, police report said Green died due to a car crash. But in May 2021, 2 years after Green's death, Louisiana State police released hours of body camera video that showed a violent struggle between Green and the police. State troopers are seen punching and using a stun gun on Green after he crashed his car following a pursuit in the northern Louisiana on May 10, 2019. Okay, they say they're going. Louisiana released camera footage. Louisiana police released camera footage in the deadly arrest and an autopsy report by the Union Parish Coroner Office found blunt force trauma to Green's head, neck, and torso. The cause of death was listed as cocaine-induced agitated delirium, complicated by motor. But it just lied. Complicated by motor vehicle.
Lie on top of lie.
Inflict the head injury and restraint. So they're trying to say all the injuries was due to the accident. The Louisiana State Police launched an investigation into the case August 2020, resulted in finding of one officer and the suspension of another. A third was reprimanded for involvement in this incident. So it went a little further. See, this is they hit it. The FBI and Justice Department Civil Rights Division was investigating the case after the incident, and then they found that what they said did not happen. They beat him, they killed him, but they said his death was due to all those injuries were due to the accident, and that was not true. And they investigated their butts, and here's the result. Now, listen, y'all. That's what I'm saying. Just you never get away. Either you pay on this side of heaven or on the next, but you don't get away. Now they killed that man. They murdered that woman and made it look like he was drug induced and he was this. No, you beat him to death. And there were videos. I've seen some of the videos, and he was begging them to stop, and they did not. Yep. So what technically what has happened, you've got away with it for so long, but we're in another day in time.
Oh,
you're not going to be getting away with this stuff, killing people. And it's not just black folks. I've seen some where I've seen them where they slammed this woman down. I'm like, oh my gosh. Some of these people are just out of control, and they should not, be police officers, because it's not just a black issue. I'm talking about a black issue here, but I've seen quite a few where they have tormented and killed white people too, and it's a doggone shame. But anyway,
just sick of it. Sick of it. Happy they got something, but it should be more.
Oh, they hid. I bet so much stuff been hidden. But this is a time that them covers being pulled off, and I'm glad they got caught. Making that woman's son look like he was just a drug crazed maniac when y'all murdered him. But that's my opinion.
All right, fellas, keep us moving. We're almost done.
We're almost done.
Come on, fellas, take us to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
All righty then. Pretty girl. Hold on, get my paper here. All righty. Hey, Annette. Name Fionnuala. I had to look it up because it's spelled out Fionnngh.
Girl, I didn't know what it was.
Fionnuala O'Reilly made history in 2019 as she became the first woman of color to be crowned Miss Universe Ireland. So sweet. But this sister, affectionately known as Fig, so that's what I'm gonna keep calling her, is about way more than evening gowns and swimsuits. She utilizes her international platform to inspire other Black women to consider careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM fields. Black women currently account for only 1% of engineering bachelor's degrees. As the founder of Space to Reach, a professional networking platform that connects Black and brown women in STEM to mentorship and employment opportunities in the tech industry, O'Reilly hopes to see that number grow. O'Reilly, whose father is Irish and mother is African American, earned her degree in systems engineering from George Washington University and is a former NASA datanaut, not an astronaut, but a datanaut. A program that allows participants to engage with NASA data to develop new products and processes. She is also a STEM correspondent on the Emmy-nominated CBS science series Mission Unstoppable. The series, hosted by Miranda Cosgrove, features female innovators and various science-related careers. In a recent interview, O'Reilly told Yahoo Life that she hopes the simple act of wearing her natural hair in the lab will get people to talking. From a superficial level, it doesn't sound profound, but in this day and age in 2022, something as simple as me sharing a tweet of a picture of me in a lab wearing cornrows was, there you go again, first, say first, first, was a conversation starter. She said, I think people are realizing now more than ever why this work is important, why showing up as a woman in STEM just as myself is important. And if that inspires others, I hope it brings more women into the fold. Somebody say first. first. Yes. You better say that at first. You better do it. That's what I'm talking about. Uh-oh, I'm in the wrong spot. I went up. Oh, STEMettes. Oh, here she is. There she is. STEM Girls Rock. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Thank you for that, Grace Union completion. Yes. STEM Girls Rock. You know what? And the thing is, here's the thing though, when you see that kind of stuff, it's so encouraging. It's encouraging to see our sisters, like she said, I went up in the STEM I went up in there and I took sent out a tweet wearing my cornrows. Yes, I did. Being who I am. Yes, I am. And yes, you can say first. And guess what? We got the black women, the black and brown women all over going. Do it. That's what I'm talking about. She had her braids hanging all down. That's what I'm talking about. So we're excited about that. That was a good one. I love that. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, this is one of the reasons for so long we were oppressed as a people, because they knew if we ever got our footing, the rest would be history. Mm-hmm. And now you're seeing the results of that. So yeah, I love her. I said, girl, you better do it, little girl.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't know she had won. I didn't even know about she was a beauty queen. I said, shut up.
And I remember when she won.
Wow.
And people are like, there are black people in Ireland. Yes, there are black people in Ireland. Hello. So that's what it is. But yes, and we're very, very excited to see that. First, yes. Listen to that. We need to do something with first.
Well, we're coming into the first of the year.
Come on, first. All right, fellas. Hey, in the new year, y'all gonna finally have your name first. Come on, fellas. Take us to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
She said, we're first in the White House, first in St. Edwards, and first as Data Not and Beauty Queens. Come on, I love that. I have to get you, listen, Grace, you get a lot of bells tonight. I have to give you a team bell on that one. Yes, and I have to give you this one.
Oh, my God.
Yes, we making moves up in here.
Oh, man. This one here really kind of sort of rocked me a little bit because I didn't know. Okay, radio host Abby Sure, I'm sure he's a singer or something too, is opening up about his recent health scare. The 54-year-old radio host gave his first interview this week, speaking to Fox News New York after waking up from a 2-month-long coma. He was very sick. In the talk, he discussed gaining weight at the height of his career after winning the American Music Award for Best Artist and getting nominated for 2 Grammys. He began to make some changes after Quincy Jones told him to please get your act together, prompting him to undergo bariatric surgery, which made him feel and look better. However, things took a turn for the worse earlier this year when he collapsed while working on his new music before falling into a coma for 2 months. Al B. Sure, whose real name is Albert Joseph Brown III, shared that he suffered from multiple illness, including renal failure, to the point the doctors were considering putting him in hospice. He said, I was intubated. I was on a ventilator with a trach. I mean, there were so many things going on, he explained. Al B. Sure he managed to pull his strength together after enduring the near-death experience. Is now on his road to recovery, he explained. As his health crisis came to light, Al B. Sure also received a huge support from industry colleagues and high-profile individuals, including Snoop Dogg, Halle Berry, and Vice President Harris. Getting back to business, Al is now working on writing a book about his life, creating a podcast, and producing new music. He also recently narrated a documentary about the life of Reverend Al Sharpton entitled The Loud Mouth. And that's Mr. Al B. Sure.
Wow. I did not know that till you sent the story in, and
Yeah.
that this had happened with Al. I mean, I don't know where, I haven't followed his career in years. I really wasn't a follower of his back in the day, but he was very popular with that. I'll be sure, and I want somebody. He said what he said to somebody because he said it with a T. I want somebody to love me for me. He said that. But yes, but you know what? I just had this conversation today with somebody about a weight loss surgery and how it can be very deadly for a lot of people. That's why it was never an option for me. And wow, that's amazing. I'm not
Yeah.
like really, really read up on the story, but our thoughts and prayers are going out to him and his family, his kids, and everybody. And I'm glad that he was able to get up off of that.
Me too.
That's
He's a miracle. That's a miracle, man.
It is a miracle. He is a miracle. I was looking at some recent pictures of him too. He's kind of snapping back a little, but he was, oh gosh. And man, my heart goes out. So our thoughts and prayers to you, Al. We're glad you're up off of the bed of affliction. Oh man, somebody else left a comment. Miracles still exist. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. All right, fellas, come on and take us to our last tea time topic.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
All righty. Our last tea time topic. Where is it? Boom. Gwendolyn Brooks is one of the most highly regarded, influential, and widely read poets of the 20th century American poetry. She was a much honored poet even in her lifetime, with the distinction of being the first Black author to win the Pulitzer Prize. She also was a poetry consultant to the Library of Congress, the first Black woman to hold that position, a poet laureate of the state of of Illinois. Many of Brooks' works displayed a political consciousness, especially those from the 1960s and later, with several of her poems reflecting the civil rights activism of that period. Her body of work gave her, according to critic George E. Kent, a unique position in American letters. Brooks was 13 when her first published poem, in Eventide, appeared in American Childhood. By the time she was 17, she was publishing poems frequently in the Chicago Defender and newspapers serving Chicago's African-American population. After attending junior college and working for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, she developed her craft and poetry workshops and began writing the poems focusing on urban Black experience that comprised her first collection, A Street in Bronzeville, in 1945. Proving the breadth of Brooks' appeal, poets representing a wide variety of racist and poetic camps gathered at the University of Chicago to celebrate the poet's 70th birthday in 1987. Gibbons reported, Brooks brought them together, he said, in a moment of goodwill and in recognition of her service and achievements. A junior high school in Harvey, Illinois was named for her, and she was similarly honored by Western Illinois University Gwendolyn Brooks Center for African American Literature. 2017's collaborations of the centenary of Brooks' birth were held at the University of Chicago and the University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, where Gwendolyn Brooks' papers are held. That is so good. That's a good story. Wow. And you know what, Annette? At 13 years old, a lot of times when we talk about the people on here who have done incredible things like this, in the past, they've done things like this. We see where we see that they did them at early ages. Like 13, she was a published poet, and at 17, she did this, and at this age, she did that. And it's like, wow. Amazing. At 13, I think I was somewhere on the back porch singing, "Let me be your angel." I was singing Stacey Lattisaw.
Yeah.
She was the big thing back then when I was like 13 years old, and that's what I was doing at 13. Let alone, and I was writing songs though, but she was a published poet. So
yes, even though I love Maya Angelou, but it was so many people, even came before her. It's always somebody who is a trailblazer. They may never get the kudos, the attaboys, or the pat on the back, but they have opened up where we can go through those areas because I write poetry. I've never heard of her. Of course, I know my Angela, but I'm just saying. So there are people who have been out there and they was beating the bush, as my mom used to say, and we really didn't know they were there. Yeah. So all of those men and women that blazed the trail for me, I'm appreciative.
Amen. Amen and amen again. We Black Girls Rock, man. We give them up and applause all day long. Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, sure
Whew,
is.
that's a beautiful story. I love it. All right, good people. We've come to the conclusion of our Can We Talk segment. We thank you all so much for tuning in. You could have gone anywhere else with your time, but you chose to come back here and to sit and have a great conversation with us. And we are so appreciative of your time and your presence. And before we leave, we ask that you please remember the video that you're watching, if it's on Facebook or YouTube, wherever it is, that you subscribe. We want you to subscribe to our channel. And then next man and Joshua James John. That's cute. You know what? I'm with you. I feel you, Grace. Polar fellas, they do decent names. But please subscribe to the channel and please hit the like button and please hit the share button and share it with somebody. It will still be up. The other thing is you can still sow a seed. You can sow a seed via Cash App at $ Movement Worldwide or become a patron by going to our website, movementworldwide.org, and hitting the patron button, setting up your account and setting your amount. Remember, it's $12 a month, 40 cents a day, $2.80 a week. Also, follow us on all social media platforms. Everywhere that you see that globe above Annette's head, follow us everywhere, Movement Worldwide. And you can also email us your thoughts, views, comments, praise reports, prayer requests, topic ideas, whatever's on your heart at info@movementworldwide.org. And before we leave, we're going to share with you everything that we have going on. We have a lot going on all week long. So glad you had a wonderful time, Grace. We have a lot going on all week long. We start off our week with our incredible co-host. She'll be back in 2023, gracing us with her presence from her organization entitled SOAR. You can find Annette's organization at AnnetteLAnderson.com. That is AnnetteLAnderson.com. And she graces us with her presence from her organization entitled SOAR with TNT. That's Tuesday Night Talk. You don't have to set the tone. Where we take flight and soar. That speak, orate, articulate, and reverberate. Okay, that speak, orate, articulate, and reverberate. She graces us with her presence on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. live on this platform, Facebook and YouTube. And you can also join us again right back here on Wednesday nights for Can We Talk? Listen, we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. and we have a great show, great conversation. Yes. We start off with our thoughts, our idioms and phrases, those things that make you go, Our transformational topic, and it transforms your life. And then we have the hard tap conversation, the one that everybody wants to sweep under the rug. We rip the Band-Aid off with the power tool. And then we go to our fun stuff, the good, the bad, the ugly. We keep it light, but keep it real with our tea time topics. They're so fun. It's my favorite part of the show. So join us every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. live right here and tell somebody. And on Fridays, if you are not on Clubhouse, you are missing. I don't understand. Clubhouse is an amazing platform that is doing something different. That's what I love about Movement. All of our platforms it cater to a totally different crowd. And on Friday nights, man, if you're looking for a word, because you ain't getting the word on here on Wednesday nights, you might, you can find a word and everything, but ain't no bucking and shouting going on here on Wednesday nights. But if you need a word, if you're looking for something to speak to your spirit, let me tell you, the men and women of God that are joining us on Clubhouse are so powerful. And there are a lot of things that are going on Clubhouse. It is just amazing. And if you're missing it, you're missing out on something great. But we ask you to download the app, download it, and follow us. Find us in Movers and Shakers room. Find Annette, find Anita. We'll get you there. But if you just have a little problem getting there, you can always do this. Bam! You can text the word movers. Let me get my drumsticks. Text the word movers to 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. What? 954-820-5050. Ah! Text the word movers to 954-820-5050, and you will get a link right into the room in progress. And you'll also get a notification every time we go live. And then on Sundays, and we'll be back on Sunday, join us on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. for Power Walk Sunday, where we inspire and motivate you to walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction, where there is always, say always, where there is always a word for you. Annette, your last thoughts?
All right. We just thank you so much for sharing with us, man. We couldn't do this without you, and we absolutely love it. Listen, I was trying to come on last week, I just love it. But I know Nita talked about that inner growth. Inner growth changes the reality. Things that may have taken you out because of God. We're not super women, I'm not your superwoman, but that inner growth, that thing that, it's hard to articulate and hard to put your finger on, but it changes your reality. Mm-hmm. And when you start changing inside out, it will show on the outside. So I thank God for inner growth. I really do. So thank you so much.
All right. Something just exploded outside. I don't know what that was. We're going to stay on the inside. It was loud. I'm surprised y'all didn't hear it.
No, we didn't hear it.
It's like what in the world is that? All right, good people. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Again, you could have gone anywhere else, but you chose to come here. So you all are so awesome. And we have shared with you everything that we have going on all week. And we ask that you come back and join us. But in the meantime, we're going to, give y'all some love, show you some love. We throw up our hearts. All righty. And y'all have a good night.
Good night, everyone. Love you. Good night.
Y'all.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms.
Making sure that toxic relationship we came out of don't make us bitter, but make us better. Yes. And so you're looking for somebody good out there, but you're not good yourself.
Absolutely.
So the thing about it is working within yourself. When you go into the relationship as your best and they go into the relationship as their best, then you have a great relationship.
Welcome to another amazing episode of the TMC podcast.
As we continue to help you take your relationship from surviving to thriving.
TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with Annette L. Anderson, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live on multiple platforms. Go where you can soar. That's speak it, orated, articulated, and reverberated. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to elbwell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. If you don't have your copy, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Helping us grow spiritually together. Tired of the fluff and puff of playing church? Ready to be a powerful vessel? Ready to work the word? Join Connie Green every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. And we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. live with Can We Talk? Your co-hosts, Annette L. Anderson and Anita Faye Wilson, with Tea Time Topics, where we discuss trending subjects and current events. You can also discuss these with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Email us at info@movementworldwide.org. They're $15, and that includes shipping. Make a donation via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, or go to our website, click the Patreon button, and sow a seed of $12 per month. That's 40 cents a day. Whatever the seed, it's greatly appreciated. Be sure to follow us on all platforms. Click the notification button, subscribe, like, And don't forget to share.